So one of the many reasons that I really enjoy working with Laravel as an application development framework is that it comes bundled with a ton of really useful support tools. And one of the support tools that I want to talk about today is Laravel's Collections. Now, if you've never used Collections before, don't worry, you probably actually have, because Eloquent returns everything as a collection. So where you'll find yourself within your app working with arrays and doing things like sorting that array, maybe plucking keys out, maybe doing searches on that array, you know, that can become pretty cumbersome over time, especially if you find yourself duplicating code. And as a new developer, coming to your code, it's going to be a little bit tricky for me to, at a first glance, fully understand what you're doing. Well, the good news is that Laravel's Collections actually comes with a load of these sort of functionalities built straight in, and it means they're fully unit tested as well. The API is in plain English, so it's really cool from someone that's come into the code for the first time. They can take a quick glance at what you're doing and understand exactly what the code's doing. So let's take a quick look at Collections and how you can use just some of the tools within your code base. And we'll go over a few things such as search, group by, which is really useful, and you can even do where clauses on Collections. So let's take a look. So let's go over Collections in the form of a simple example here where we have a list of items that we're going to sell in a shop. By the way, don't ever build a shop like this. This is really not good practice. This is simply just to explain how collections work. So first off, we're able to create a collection from an array or a multi-dimensional array using Laravel's collect helper here, which is really cool. I mean, you can do this if you had the collection class namespace. You could even do it like this, where you do new collection and you put your array item in here. Now, some people like that, some people like the collect helper. We're going to use collect helper here just for the sake of an example. So each of these products, as you can see, has an associated category: decks, wheels, accessories, and trucks, and also a price. And all we're doing here is returning a simple view welcome. And as you can see on the left hand side here, this is our shop front. So here I'm going to want to loop through all of these items, and let's total up the stuff at the bottom there. Now, this is really easy in Collections. And one of the first things that I'm going to show you is that in order to get stuff from a collection, you can use two things. Now, what you might find that you've used in the past is toArray. What that actually does is that does a transformation on items. So if, for example, these items are Eloquent objects, what that will actually do is transform any objects to an array. So that can be really useful, but sometimes you actually just want to get the raw stuff within that collection and not perform any transformations. And to do that, you can use all. So we're going to use that for this example here, and we're going to put this into the view with products. And we're going to get everything in that collection. We know they're arrays anyway. So let's go back to the welcome view here, and I just want to quickly loop through this. Now, I know this stuff is quite self-explanatory for those of you that understand this basic part of Laravel, but I just want to go through this step by step so you can get a good idea of why collections are useful. Not using objects, are we? Right, so let's refresh this. So we can see that we've got all of these products here. Now, this is really lovely. Let's perhaps flesh this out a little bit with some prices and categories. Okay, so we've got some prices and categories in there as well. So that's lovely jubbly. Let's go back here. Now, what I want to do is get a total for everything in this collection. Really easy to do in Collections. Again, let's do that here. So let's get a total price. And we can do that by doing collection, and there's a sum method here, and I literally just want to get the price. So it's as simple as that. Total price. Let's pass that in here. So that's our price variable. We should be able to simply spit that out here. Refresh the page, and sum works beautifully as we'd expect. This is really lovely. Okay, so back in our root, we've got our collection here. Now, I'm actually going to want to create a grouped collection because it's going to look a lot nicer for the user. So if we go here, and we can use the group by method here, which is really cool. And you'll see the layout here because I'm going to DD it out so you can see. But I want to group this by category, and this is something that I've done so many times in the past without collections, and I've kind of done it a really horrible way where I've gone for each collection as item, and then I would have like a grouped collection array, and then I would go within that grouped collection item category equal, and then I would put the item in there, and it would kind of get really crappy to look at. It's not really nice to look at. It just takes up a bunch of code, and if we kind of look at what that does, decks, wheels, category, accessories, and trucks. So this group by thing here does exactly the same thing. Let's pop that out. There we go. So now if we just want to get that on the front of the page, we don't need this products method anymore because we're going to use grouped collection. So we'll use that grouped collection. We'll also use grouped collection. We want to spit out the array. Again, we don't really want the view to be using a collection unless we really need it to, I guess. So let's use group collection, and I'll quickly whip up an example of how that might look here. Great. So now everything is separated by category, which is really, really nice. Let's put the @ symbol in there as well, or dollar for you American folk tuning in. So yeah, we've used collections there to reduce what would have been a bit of a nasty for each loop and array creation method, and condense it down into something that's really, really nice and readable. It's quite obvious when you're reading through this code exactly what's happening just by looking at the API that collections provide us. Sum, group by, really, really useful stuff. So the next one that we're going to go over is where, which is really useful because you can almost use it a little bit like you would use Eloquent. So let's imagine that you've got some voucher system in the background of your system that is being able to understand, based on your cart, whether you've got certain items that might qualify to be free or not within your cart. So for the sake of the example, again, I've added this qualifies free key to some of these items. So there's 2 here that would qualify as free within our basket. Now we obviously want this to display on the front end here. Maybe let's do this as a discount to the total, so that we can show this visually to the user what they've saved by qualifying free for an item. So we're going to do that using sum again, but we can use the where clause that collections provides us, and we can do it really nice and clean, which is really good. So let's start off by doing something simple. Let's get the amount of these items that we need to remove from the total price. So let's create total discount. Let's work with the collections collection, and let's do a where clause on that because we want to find every item where qualifies free is equal to true. Nice and simple. And let's get the sum of the price for that. That's really, really good there. So we've got total price, total discount. Let's create another one called total net, where we do total price, take away total discount. And I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll plop this out into another collection called free items, because we might actually want to show which items are free on the front end. So free items, yep, we're going to use the where clause there. So now we've got some nice extra bits here. So let's plop these onto here. We're going to do free items, total price. So we've got total price. We have. Let's look at total discount and total net. Great. For the sake of consistency, let's change that to total price as well. We're going to change total to subtotal here, actually, just for the sake of nice visuals. So we're going to have discount. Let's add a negative symbol here. Let's just check this is looking good. Yep, that's looking good. So we've got the subtotal there, which is a sum of all the products in the cart. We've got the discount, which we've worked out by doing a where clause on those items that are marked as free items. And obviously we just do a simple PHP math operation to determine what the total of that should be. Let's spit out these items that are free just at the end of the thing to give a quick example of visually how that would look. Great. So collections has allowed us to really clean up the code behind this page and make it very, very readable when you first come to view the code. There's tons of other APIs that you can use on collections. There's things that you can use like where loose, where it doesn't necessarily do super strict quality checking. You can do searches where it searches anything within the collection. I really encourage you to go and have a look at the Laravel documentation for this, because it's such a powerful tool within the framework. And there's things in here that I've read and I thought, wow, that's actually really useful. That would save me countless hours when you think about how many times I'm doing this repeatedly over and over again. So have a look at it. It's really awesome, and I hope this video has helped you to get a little bit of a starting understanding of how collections work and the power behind them. Cheers.